Now here's a fight that's pure chaos in the best way possible. On one side you've got Juggernaut, the unstoppable force who can plow through gods, dimensions, and anything else unlucky enough to get in his way. And on the other side, you've got Lobo, the main man, an unkillable space biker who wrestles Superman for fun and carries more weapons than an entire army. Two monsters of strength, durability, and pure madness colliding. And honestly, this might be one of the wildest matchups in all of comics. So who wins? Let's find out. Lobo, whose name means one who devours your entrails and thoroughly enjoys it, is the last of his people for one reason. He killed them all. He hails from the planet Kazarnia, which was a virtual paradise that knew nothing of war. The Kazarnians were almost immortal. When Lobo was born, well, Lobo knew he was one of a kind, but he wanted even more. Inspired by the idea of genocide, Lobo created a swarm of lethal scorpions. He set them on his people, wiping out his entire species, all but himself. He claimed it was a science project, gave himself an A. Since then, he has traveled the galaxies collecting bounties, meeting up and fighting with plenty of different superheroes along the way. Lobo has some insanely impressive superhuman stats. He's ridiculously strong, surprisingly fast, has one of the best healing factors in all of comics. Like at his best, well, Lobo is strong enough to overpower pretty much everyone he's ever come across. He's able to easily break and shatter Green Lantern constructs. He's knocked around Martian Manhunter and Shazam with his punches, and has regularly been able to fight against Superman, even beat Superman on a few different occasions. Lobo is impressively strong. While he doesn't go all out all the time, when he does, was able to do some cartoonishly crazy things, taking trillions of tons of an entire city, crushing it down into a ball, then eating it, or even grabbing an alien supercomputer that was the size of a star with his chain and pulling it down to the planet. These are some of the best strength feats in all of comics. He's surprisingly fast in a fight, able to catch both Superman and the Flash off guard with his speed. And Lobo loves his guns and his bombs and his weapons. He's got all sorts of guns and explosives, ranging from bombs that could take down Looney Tunes characters to guns that can literally destroy and blow up planets. And like you might expect, well, Lobo is an expert with all of these weapons. He's a one-man army. He's able to beat literally anyone in his way. He's taken down whole armies. He's able to fight against the Justice League or some of the best sorcerers on Earth. He killed Santa Claus because the Easter Bunny paid him to. He's fought demons down below and angels up above. Literally no one is safe from Lobo. But the biggest thing going for Lobo is that he is quite literally unkillable. Like for starters, well, Lobo is able to take punches and attacks from all of the strongest heroes in DC, from Superman to Green Lantern to Shazam, and not even really be fazed by any of it. He survived inside of black holes, got no problem with the heat of a sun, and has survived some absolutely crazy things, like he was hit with lightning that literally tears apart reality and space-time, was just fine. Or he's even been reduced to just a skeleton or even a soul before, kept on fighting. There's a reason for this crazy durability. Lobo actually has several different layers of immortality around him. Like for starters, only a Kazarnian is able to kill a Kazarnian. Lobo is the last one of his kind left, so there's really no one out there who can kill him. And even if there was, well, Lobo's been banned from entering both heaven and hell. So like we've seen before, his soul will remain, he'll just get a new body and keep on going. And that leads into one of the best healing factors in all of comics. Able to heal from literally any injury within seconds. Nothing is able to put him down, even coming back from just a drop of blood on the ground. Along the way, He's able to create copies of himself too. Really, nothing. He's able to keep the main man down. For the longest time, Juggernaut was seen as maybe the strongest character in Marvel, the one guy who could potentially beat Hulk or Thor in any of their fights. With his connection to Sidorak, well, Juggernaut might truly just be unstoppable at his very best. Now here's the thing about Juggernaut. He is one of the most inconsistent characters in all of Marvel Comics. One day, he is beating Thor and Hulk. The next day, he's getting clowned on by Venom. But first off, that was 90s Venom we're talking about. When Venom was written so powerful, he even beat Superman in a crossover. And secondly, Juggernaut's inconsistency actually makes sense, because his power comes directly from Sidorak, who basically decides in each moment how much strength Cain Marko gets. For this breakdown though, let's assume Juggernaut has the full force of Sidorak backing him, and that's when things get insane. Cain Marko, of course, was the stepbrother of Charles Xavier. Growing up resentful of Charles's telepathy, Cain eventually found himself serving in the Korean War. There he stumbled upon a hidden temple dedicated to Sidorak. At the heart of the temple sat the Crimson Gem. When Cain touched it, he was transformed into Sidorak's avatar on Earth, the unstoppable Juggernaut. For years, he went head-to-head with the X-Men, Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, Doctor Strange, and many of Marvel's strongest heroes. But one constant always remained: Juggernaut never stops. Some of his feats are absolutely wild. It's been said that the power inside him is enough to command the universe, and with the Crimson Gem, he's shattered entire dimensions. But most of his reputation comes from the fact that he can trade hands with Marvel's biggest hitters, sometimes even overpower them. Take Thor, for example. Juggernaut has stood toe-to-toe with him multiple times, and even straight up overpowered him. And Thor isn't some street-level guy. This is the same Thor who fought Zeus for an entire month, wrestled the living embodiment of the Odin Force, and battled Mephisto inside Mephisto's own realm. These are multiversal powerhouses. Thor also has feats tied to the World Tree Yggdrasil, which is crazy in its own right. Even as a baby, Thor's cries shook every branch and every realm attached to it. He's shattered its roots, shaken it from top to bottom, and even overpowered it before. And Yggdrasil isn't just a tree, it's a hyperconstruct that contains universes and planes of reality. And yet, for as powerful as Thor is, Juggernaut has been able to overpower Thor in fights. And it's not just Thor. Juggernaut is thrown down with Hulk too, and not just any Hulk, World War Hulk. That's the same Hulk who fought the Sentry, a guy who's fought Galactus, and has power levels that even the House of M, Scarlet Witch, couldn't match. Hulk has destroyed dimensions, battled Zeus himself, and even clashed with Celestials. And yet Juggernaut has matched him, trading blows on equal footing. Marvel even went on record for years, saying they believed Juggernaut was actually stronger than Hulk because of his Sidorak connection. That connection to Sidorak is the real key here, because at his absolute peak, Juggernaut has wielded enough of Sidorak's power to literally kill Sidorak himself. And Sidorak isn't just some mystical figure. He's one of the strongest magical beings in all of Marvel, capable of ending or recreating the multiverse, imprisoning Galactus, shrugging off the Phoenix Force, and existing above beings like Zom, who once threatened the living tribunal. Juggernaut can scale to all of that, when he's at full power. And strength isn't his only edge. Juggernaut's durability is off the charts. He's tanked direct hits from Hulk and Thor without a scratch. He's shrugged off Thor's God Blast, the same move that had Galactus running scared. Darkseid's Omega Beams bounced right off him. Onslaught once outright admitted Juggernaut couldn't be killed. He's been reduced to a skeleton and regenerated almost instantly, and that's before even factoring in his insane magical resistance and force field. Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, can't affect him with magic. Even Eternity, the embodiment of the Marvel Universe, couldn't erase him. And when Sidorak pours even more into him, Juggernaut evolves into Tryon Juggernaut, where he's literally breaking down dimensional walls and shattering reality with his punches. At that point, he's not just one of Marvel's heavy hitters, he's a straight up god tier threat. So at the end of the day, Juggernaut's reputation as unstoppable isn't just hype, it's reality. When he has the full power of Sidorak flowing through him, he's got the strength to trade with Marvel's best, durability that borders on immortality, and the raw destructive power to tear down dimensions. Inconsistent or not, Juggernaut at his peak is one of the strongest characters in all of Marvel Comics. So, who actually wins this fight? Well, let's break it down. First things first, both of these guys are just ridiculously powerful. Two of the strongest, toughest characters in all of comics, and honestly two guys where it's almost impossible to actually kill them or even keep them down permanently. Realistically, you could totally see Juggernaut and Lobo just slugging it out for all eternity, neither one backing down, both of them loving every second of it. And when it comes to raw strength, these two are neck and neck. Juggernaut has gone toe-to-toe with the Hulk and Thor on multiple occasions, even beating them in certain fights. Sure, you could argue Hulk and Thor edge him out overall, but Kane Marco has proven he's absolutely in their weight class. And the wild part is, his strength isn't even capped. It's tied to how much power he's receiving from Sidorak. At his peaks, he's done insane things like overpowering Nightmare inside his own dimension, or even pushing back against Sidorak himself in the Crimson Cosmos. All of that with brute force. And of course, once Juggernaut gets moving, he's literally unstoppable. Not Hulk, not Thor, not anyone. Nothing can slow him down once he builds momentum. But Lobo matches him step for step. Where Juggernaut has Hulk and Thor, Lobo has Superman. And not just surviving against him, but straight up manhandling him on more than one occasion. His strength pushes into cartoonish territory, compressing a city weighing trillions of tons into a snack-sized chunk and eating it, or throwing around beings with the mass of a sun just because he believes he can. He's even killed omnipotent gods with the power to create planets and universes. Logic doesn't apply to Lobo. If he wants to do it, he does it. So strength is basically a wash between them. Juggernaut gets amped by Sidorak, Lobo bends the laws of physics like they don't exist. Either way, they're both as strong as they need to be. Durability? Same story. Juggernaut is notoriously impossible to hurt. He's tanked Hulk's best shots without a scratch, taken Thor's God Blast, the same attack that made Galactus back off, and walked away unfazed. Even Darkseid's Omega Beams bounced right off him. Even if you manage to strip him down to just bones, he'll stand there regenerating in seconds. But then there's Lobo, who takes unkillable to a whole new level. The guy is literally banned from both heaven and hell. Neither side wants him. He's tanked attacks that can kill gods, shrugged off Superman's punches like they were nothing, and survived reality-warping attacks that should have erased him completely. His healing factor makes Deadpool and Wolverine's look lame. Lobo can regrow his entire body almost instantly, fighting through missing limbs, or come back as just a skeleton. You can't kill him because the universe literally won't let him die. Add in his ridiculous speed, fast enough to tag Superman and Flash while they're racing around, plus his arsenal of tech and weapons, which include planet-busting guns. He's got some clear edges in this fight. And honestly, his biggest advantage might just be Juggernaut's inconsistency. Because while Juggernaut is hyped as Hulk and Thor's equal, that's only sometimes true. Hulk has beaten him flat out on several occasions. Even Professor Hulk knocked him out in one punch. Juggernaut himself has admitted Hulk is stronger. Thor too has consistently come out on top. And when Juggernaut isn't fully juiced by Sidorak, he's had fights where he looked closer to Rhino's level than Thor's. A lot of his feats come down to how much Sidorak is giving him that day. So here's the way I see it. At their absolute peaks, this is a stalemate. Neither one can kill the other, both can trade blows forever. They probably enjoy the never-ending brawl. But realistically, Juggernaut has no real way to put Lobo down for good, while Lobo can keep coming back from literally anything Jugs throws at him. And given Juggernaut's tendency to get knocked out by characters in Lobo's tier, the edge has to go to the main man. Cool fight. Surprisingly close at times. But push comes to shove, Lobo's walking away the winner. Lobo wins.